Well, hello and welcome back, and thanks for coming back. Where are we? Well, downtown Kissonerga. That's where we are, and we're going to head out towards Coral Bay. Drive's going to take us around about 10-12 minutes, and we'll go up the Coral Bay Strip just to make sure that David Potter and of course James Henry understand exactly what is going on. It's a bank holiday weekend, so probably there'll be a bit of chit-chat dancing down the area known as the Coral Bay Strip. So sit back and relax and enjoy the drive. What's going on here? That's it. Come on, let's get going. Why this car stopped at these lights, I don't know. There's never even any traffic around. So let's keep going. Nice little supermarket if you need some food, if you're in some apartments in and around the lower Kissonerga area. And the Rafe Cafe, in my opinion, probably the best coffee shop on this particular stretch of road. Plenty of shops around, and here you've got a rather nice resort. We have tried to enter this resort twice, but they've thrown us out, and it's called the Atlantica Mare Village Paphos. A very, very nice luxury, all-inclusive, I believe is the term, resort, and it sits on the cusp of the blue Mediterranean Sea. So if you are checked in there, pretty much everything you can want is around you, and of course there's a few shops and bars just out the rear door, shall we say. This is now the ascent down towards Coral Bay, and we're coming down towards what we call the Kissonerga Crossroads. So if you were to go right at these traffic lights, you would go uphill into the older village area of Kissonerga, and if you were to go left, well, you'd go on to the Bayside Kiosk forecourt. And it's like a mini market, supermarket. It's got a coffee shop. It's open 24 hours a day. So if you're in and around this area at night time, and perhaps you're up to mischief and you're trying to hide from the boys in blue, that could be the place for you. But I warn you now, be careful, because more often than not there is a police car parked up in the car park, and the Gumbarus are sitting there with a cigarette and a frappe, and guess what? They're waiting for you. CU Beach Bar is on our left. If you go hunting back in the back catalogue, or perhaps make it easier for yourself, pop CU Beach Bar into the search bar on YouTube with Marika and me, and you're going to find us chutchka dancing around. And I think on one occasion the weather was a little bit chopsy-mopsy. I got wet, and Miss Otching received at a booth. Miss Marika got drenched. So there we are. Look at that for a view. To the left of us, that is the Kissonerga Bay, and over further yonder is the Coral Bay Peninsula. So that's where we're actually going. It's a spectacular day indeed. The sky is looking pretty blue. The sea is that turquoisey blue. Mr. Paul is dressed head to toe in blue. So get yourself on a big bird or a canoe and start paddling like crazy, because I promise you that Cyprus and Paphos in particular, in fact at the moment Coral Bay, is quite simply waiting for you. Sean and Dawn, well, of the weather fame, they like Coral Bay, they really do, and they're popping over to Kos next week, and I wish them a great holiday, and we're looking forward to seeing them when they come back in September. We'll get them on camera chutchka dancing, and the dog known as Bobo and Miss Daisy the cat, well, they'll be having a good laugh or two, that's for sure. So if you're wondering what the weather is, perhaps if your name is Miss Dawn, you've got a husband called Mr. Sean, a little cat called Miss Daisy, and a dog who's very, very clever indeed, called Mr. Bobo. The weather today is in and around 22 degrees. Now, why do I say Mr. Bobo the dog is a very, very clever dog? I'll tell you why. Because now and again he pops into Mr. Sean's back pocket and pickpockets his wallet, and then gets that plastic thing out and clicks through to our about page, and he buys us a coffee or two. So big shout out to you, Mr. Bobo, the superstar of all superstars. So if you're wondering how the channel is funded, well, click through to our about page. You'll find the buy me a coffee icon. Buy us a coffee or two. Very, very much appreciated. We'll put your money in the tank, and we'll continue to drive around or to chutchka down the kind of Paphos Promenade and Harbour area, and make special videos, hopefully that entertain you. And if you want a special video for you want us to go somewhere special, or hunt something down, or investigate a hotel or an apartment block, especially for you, well, buy us a few coffees, and that video will be coming for you very, very soon. We've entered the Peyia area, and we're going to take a left at this little roundabout, and we're going to go down the Coral Bay Strip and see just what's going on, especially for David Potter and James Henry, and of course anyone else who may be watching. Let's have a look and see what's going on. Doesn't seem as busy as I thought it was going to be, to be honest, but of course at this time of day, we're just after lunch, lots of people are just, well, hanging out on the beach because it's a spectacular day indeed. I'm sure Mr. Benjamin is hanging out somewhere in downtown Paphos, and I'm sure he is topping up his sunburn because on the first day he got himself sunburned. Now, if you're wondering about a bus trip from Paphos to Coral Bay, the bus you want, well, you can probably see the number on the back. It is 615. That's the bus, and of course it will say Coral Bay. And going back, it will say 615, and it will say Paphos Harbour and probably Paphos Mall. The bus service in Paphos is very, very good and very, very efficient. Runs around every 20 minutes because that's the bus trip, if you understand. And the cost, as far as I understand it, it's €2.50 each way. You can buy a day pass, you can buy a week pass, and you can buy a monthly pass. So if you're going to use the buses a lot, may be the best way to do it. So Coral Bay Strip, our favourite restaurant is the Othello's restaurant. There it is on the right hand side. We'll give him a wave and a toot toot. There's Mr. Demetrius. They've also had a very, very busy lunch service, and they're getting ready for the evening service. There's lots of restaurants to choose from. You've got Blazing Salads just over there, especially for Lord Richie. You've got the Dolcevice, which is the Italian themed restaurant on the right hand side. And if you're looking for a nightclub, well, there's one coming up just on the side here, and it's called Absolute 168 on the left hand side, and that's owned by a friend of mine, Mr. Matt Story. And as time goes on, we're probably going to go mosey on down in that club and make a video. And his wife has also got another business called Marry Me, so if you're looking to get married in downtown Cyprus, well, you drop it in the comments and I'll go and have a chat with Miss Katie on your behalf. And you never know, we might get to do something extra special just for you. We're now starting our ascent down towards the most famous beach in Paphos, and that beach is the Coral Bay Beach. This is the car park here on the left hand side, so you wiggle and you waggle your way through that car park, and you descend, isn't it, down to the beautiful golden sands of Coral Beach. And if you keep going a bit further, you'll come to the Coral Beach Hotel and Resort. They've got a harbour to the back there, and again a little beach, and then that beach borders the Coralia Bay Beach. Now, a little secret between you and me, but just don't tell anybody. I believe that the Coralia Beach is that little bit better. I think that the way it's situated and the rock formations in the sea, and there's a bit more golden browniness to the sand, I just think it's that little bit better. And there is one or two people that do agree, but don't tell everybody, otherwise it's going to get too busy. So Coral Bay Beach is on the left hand side. We're going to follow this bus just up yonder and go past the Coral Beach Hotel and Resort, a luxury 5-star hotel which sits on the cusp of the blue Mediterranean Sea. Superstars have stayed there, many of them, but there's one man above all other superstars. His name, of course, is Viscount Paul Butler. He moseyed on down here last year with a superstar known as Lady Beverly, and they had a great holiday indeed, and hopefully they're going to come back and do it all over again. Hopefully you're keeping well, Paul and Miss Bev. I know Miss Bev will be busy as usual because she's crazy running around doing weddings in the UK and all those kind of things. Special events manager, that's what she is. So that's the Coral Bay Beach and Resort Spa on our left hand side, and that's the bus just driven past it. So as you understand, if you're in that hotel, the bus literally comes past your front door. We're going to keep on going, and we're going to take a left into the area known as the Coralia Beach, because I do think, but like I keep telling you, don't tell anybody, but I do think that it is the better of the beaches in Paphos, particularly in Coral Bay. So if you're looking for that special beach, and as you can see, the bus brings you all the way from Paphos straight to it, so you haven't even got to walk, just cross the bus driver's palm with €2.50 and you get to mosey on down to the best beach in the whole of Paphos, the Peyia Bay beach. And if you're hungry or need a drink while you're here, well, look at that. There is a rather nice little restaurant. They serve good fish, because I know this because Dame Anne has been here and she once dropped it in the comments and she said it was a great place. And if you need some money, well, there's even an ATM. But I'm always wary of these ATMs, you know. I would get your cash before. One, they're going to charge you a very big fee to take your money out there, but on top of that, there's this thing called phishing, isn't it? Where, yeah, you know what I mean. They get your credit card details, and well, you end up finding that you've got no money. Doesn't affect me because I haven't got any. So there we are. This is the big car park to the Peyia Bay beach. So if you've stolen a car, borrowed a car, or perhaps rented a car, there's plenty of room to park it up, or a bus, or you could chuch get dance all the way from downtown Paphos, and it'll only take you about 4 hours on foot, shall we say. Unless, of course, your name is JJ, my Justine, and of course Mr. Andy, very fit. They'd probably jog it in about 20 minutes or so. Well, probably not. Anyway, let's head back towards the Coral Bay Strip, and that's where the video is going to finish. And I think it's a spectacular day today, and the views are just about perfect. The temperature's just about right. So if you're looking for someone to come on your holidays, well, you found the perfect place, Paphos. So get yourself on the big bird or a canoe. Start paddling like crazy, because we are quite simply waiting for you. So this is the area to the exterior of the Coral Bay Beach and Resort Hotel. So Dave, all the way from South Wales. Across the road you've got the Legends Lounge Bar, open till late, does a good breakfast. You can hire a car from Kiss Car Rental, or you can pop in there and buy some souvenirs from the supermarket, or perhaps a can of Coke, or you never know, you may be even into Pepsi Max with a cherry flavour, I don't know. But that's reserved for Miss Andrea and Mr. Mart, isn't it? Although, on one of their videos the other day, they were actually drinking Diet Coke, or as they call it, unfact Coke. Terrible stuff. And I'm still waiting for my chips, by the way, because we're going down to the seaside. Whenever they go to the seaside, they always get some fish and chips. Talking about fish and chips, and if you're in the downtown Paphos Harbour area, just up from the Alexander the Great Hotel, well, take a left or a right, depending on which way you're coming from, obviously. But anyway, get yourself to the top of Bar Street, and right at the pinnacle there is a little restaurant, and it's called T&J's Fish and Chips, owned by some British people, two guys and their girlfriends, and in my opinion they make the best fish and chips in the whole of Paphos, possibly in the whole of Cyprus. And if you want fish and chips, as it gets busier and busier in the season, don't forget to pop in there early and book your table, because they only have limited space and they only order limited fish, and when they sell out, that's it. But in my opinion, the best fish and chips in the whole of Paphos. So pop in there and say hi, and don't forget to mention Marika and me, because you never know, you might get a free piece of bread and butter or something. So we're heading back up towards the Coral Bay Strip, and there's plenty of people walking around in t-shirts and shorts, as you may have noticed. So it's starting to hot up, and if you want to get a suntan like Mr. Benjamin, as I said before, you've come to the right place. But take it easy, don't try and cook yourself on that first day, otherwise, well, you're going to destroy your holiday and not have good memories of Paphos, shall we say. So the strip is coming up, and we'll get to the main coast road, which hooks Peyia area, Coral Bay, back to Paphos, and that's where we're going to say thanks for watching and a big goodbye. Here we go, Second Cuff Coffee Shop. Whether you're going down to the beach or back up, that's the opportunity to get yourself a very nice coffee indeed. You've got a Chinese, Indian and Japanese themed restaurant here on the right hand side. You've got the Blazing Salads, as we mentioned before, Dolce Vita restaurant. You've got another Japanese themed restaurant coming up, Mavros Leather Shop, there's diamond shops everywhere. So, wow. If you're a husband or a boyfriend, be careful, shall we say. Be very careful indeed. Otherwise, you're going to go home that little bit poorer. Andrea Steakhouse and Fish Restaurant. We got Demetrius there taking an order, That's at the Othello's restaurant, and I believe it's one of the best breakfasts in Coral Bay. I understand other people will disagree with me, but whenever I want a breakfast, I always go there, and I do pay, by the way. He does do the courtesy of giving us free coffees or free drinks, but I always insist on paying for my breakfast. We're not trying to take advantage of anybody. We understand that everybody has to make a living. So I'm going to say thanks for watching. This is the end of the Coral Bay Strip. We're going to I'm confusing my English. We're going to join the main Peyia Coral Bay to Paphos Road, and we're going to take a right and head back to Paphos. So thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll see you again very, very soon indeed.